It's the Lordfish. It's the Lordfish Show. Hello, all around the world. You are back with Lord Fishy Fishy Fish, and we are going to make some more of this car that's starting out pretty well so far, I'd say. Hopefully you agree, and hopefully you're ready to move on a little farther with us, with me here. Okay, so I did notice one little issue. Let's come have a look. On the inside of this window, there's no lip like there is on the other side. So I'm just going to hit E. Back it up a little bit. It looks like we're hitting the other one a little bit. So now we're going to hit D, which is all face. And then we'll just hit faces, sorry. Now, okay, what we've done is we've moved it in. So there's a little lip there. As you can see. Something might have went wrong with that one. But it gives us a little slot for the window, basically, on either side. I don't know if I like that. What if we just hit E and just went farther? Oh, we're going to leave that hollow spot. That's what's going to happen. Okay. Undo that, and maybe what happens if we just delete them? Yeah, that's probably the least destructive one there. Just a little bit of a gap around. Okay, I know what we need to do. Undo that. I know what we need to do. We need to hit I, like that, and then E. Then we can delete these faces. And we have a clean edge. Sorry about that. I don't know why I had so much trouble figuring that out. I got it. Sometimes I don't plan this stuff out, so sometimes it just gonna have to bear with me while I solve the problem right in front of you. I think it's important that you guys see that stuff too also, just because I feel like it's gonna help you figure out how to solve your own problems. You're gonna think back to what I did and figure out what you need to do. Hopefully. I'm just gonna look at doing some things like maybe if we lower this, as you can see, it makes our this part kind of stand out a little bit more, but it doesn't look like it from here. So we could do it this way, and it'll be the same on the other side, obviously. Give our front end a really cool look. But if you're looking for something different, let's undo that. And then let's grab over to here. Just grab this whole area and see what happens. We might have to let go of some of it because I'm not exactly sure what we're going to drag and what we're going to leave, but do something like this, and as you can see, it makes our front end of our car kind of stick up a little bit more. Gives it more of a menacing look. It's pretty much the same look, except for it's a bit different in this sense. On the side, it actually goes up, kind of like an old Cadillac would. So it's going to depend on the style and the look you're trying to go for your car. That being said, I will probably go the opposite way, and I'll probably lower the middle part just to make it look nice and square on the outside, but have some actual styling on the inside, like so. A gentle slope to the hood as it goes down. Looks pretty nice to me. And again, we have the same options on the back end. We can lift this part, or we can drop the other part. But I think just to make this look different and have a bit more style, we will try to raise this, see what we get. Not too much, just enough to see that there's some kind of flare up back there. I think that looks good to me. If it looks good to you, go ahead and keep it. And if you don't like it, you can go ahead and change it. I think what is bothering me is right here. This one right here's just a little sharp. And I think we got it now. So it's not so sharp. Some rounded edges like that. I think that looks really good to me. You guys got to do your own style. I totally understand that. If you're worried about the look of it, I would do one of these and just drag this one down just slightly so it's nice and flat with the other ones. Okay. Just for you're making sure you're holding the same contours. And you move the other ones down if you want, but you don't have to. Just do one of these if you wanted to. Huh? Okay. I think it's looking pretty sharp to me. So I think we can move on. If you disagree, you can feel free to do your own style again. So what I'm thinking next is we can do a few things on the doors, and it's going to save us from having to do it on the other side. There's a little bit of lip there in there. I think I like it. I think it looks good anyways. We'll keep it. So Shift A, and we'll make a cube. And we'll shrink that down, and we'll... Oh no, we got to get rid of that. I'm in edit mode. You can't make them in edit mode or it starts off attached. It just makes it a little weird the whole time you're trying to work with it, and I'd just rather not. I suggest you do the same as me. Okay, shrink this down. And we're going to get basically a door shape for the handle, and then we're going to shrink it smaller when we're ready to make it smaller. So I'm going to take this edge, and I'm going to Control B this one. I'm going to have to add some more bevels to it because we left and we came back, right? So I'll add 8. Okay, see the look it gives us? Then I'm going to Shift D, and then hit S. I'm going to take that piece, I'm going to drag it down like that. Okay? Then I'm going to drag it back a little bit like this. What's it going to do? It's going to give us the shape of a door handle. Hopefully you agree. If you disagree, don't have to make it this way. You can make it different. I'm just giving you an example. So obviously it's a little big now, so we'll shrink it down to the right size. Move it on in. You can see when you start to overlap the edges. Let's pop it into place. Make sure you like its positioning and size. I think that's good. Shift D it. We'll bump that back, and we'll probably put the other one here-ish. All right, grab the door. Oops. Grab this. Oh, right. So what we're going to do now is grab this, and we're going to attach it to that. So Control J. Now they are one, okay? Actually, let's undo that just in case. We may have to do a bit more work, and we may not be able to attach those yet. It's one thing if they're already attached, but when you attach other things, sometimes it can make the mesh become destructive when you try to minus a shape from it. And I just realized we don't have shapes for our tires yet. So let's do that. Okay. So we will flip the tire into the right rotation. And if yours is different, it just means that you started building on a different side of the thing here, the axis. It's not a big deal. As long as you're still in the middle, it should still work out. You're just going to have to figure out your axis, that's all. Not a big deal. So I wanted something like this. We're going to Shift D it, and we're going to drag it to the other side and do the same with the back tire. Okay. And I know it's much too big, right? Actually, let's delete this one. And let's just shrink that one just a little bit. So it's a little closer to the real shape. That looks good. Shift D. Sorry, I just decided it might be a bit better if we weren't quite that big. Alrighty. So we'll grab both of them, and we'll do some sizing here. We'll squish them out. Make them a little wider than your actual tires. Now we're going to bump them into the place, okay? So we need a clean cut out of the car, basically. So we have to go over top of where your tires are going to be. You can make sure they stick up the sides if you want. Well, actually, you should. Not just if you want. Okay, something like this. And I'm pretty sure we got a clean edge all the way around. And I don't know exactly on the height. You're just going to have to guess on it. You may have to shrink your tires a little bit. We may have to replace some of the tires. We're going to have to just kind of go with it and see what happens. Bool, difference. Okay. Now let's move our car into place and see what we got. I think we got a pretty good look for our tires. I think we got just the right angle and everything like that. So I'm going to say that's good. Hopefully you agree with me. I noticed the handles are out of place. Don't worry, we'll put those back in place, but we got to wait for it. Trying to watch the clock too and not go too long in each video because I know it's a lot to take in one video as well. So, all right. We want to... Are we ready to do this yet? I think we're ready to mirror the car. Don't think we can really do anything else yet. Unless we're attaching things, and I don't want to attach things until I booled all the shapes out of it. So we're going to have to mirror now. Fortunately, it gives us a little more work because we can't copy things and just have them done for us on the other side, like the headlights and things like that. But I do believe this is the best way to do it, honestly. So we've got our doors on both sides. We've got our car basically in the right shape. One thing we definitely have to do, go into edit mode with tab, grab this line, control, and just keep grabbing it all the way around until you've grabbed it the whole way around. Okay? Then we're going to delete, and then we're going to dissolve edges. Your car's not cut in half anymore. It is now one car. First thing we will probably want to do, and I may be mistaken because you may be thinking something different, but we're going to want to give our car some kind of inner wall for we can't see into the hood area. So I'm going to control grab that, and we're going to hit F. Okay? Move ourselves over really carefully because it's really small in this car. It's hard to work in here. So now I'm just going to grab just this edge, and I'm going to hit Control. We're going to hit F. Okay, and what we've done is made an area for us to set up a dash, or if you want to set up a dash down here, we've now got that flat area up front. It's going to block out our engine area. The reason we want to do that, because if we go to faces, we want to hit delete, and we will just do face and erase that face. We may have to take some of these out as well, but then we're going to be able to see into our engine area because I plan on putting an engine into this. Hopefully you guys agree with me with that. You're going to stick around to see what happens. But let's just do one step at a time, okay? Windshield. Now we can dissolve some of these lines to make it a bit bigger and a bit better, basically. I'm not sure how big that's going to be, really. I don't know if it's going to be big enough for a windshield. It looks more back window size to me, so let's try dissolving some of these edges and see what happens. So let's try this. Let's try dissolving these and see what happens. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Well, that kind of works if we want to do that to our corners. I don't know if you guys are okay with that, but it did give us a nice little area, a little more area. I wouldn't mind doing one more. Hate to nitpick like this, but let's see what happens. Dissolve edges. All right. That looks really good to me. Hopefully it looks really good to you guys. I think they dealt with these corners in a good way. They don't look terrible. Kind of rounds the window a bit. So, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I think the back window is the right size, so I'm just going to go ahead. And I'm just going to hit... I'm going to do them separate. I, just the tiniest bit. Then E, just a little bit, like that. And we have ourselves a windshield, I'd say. Gonna probably want to do the same on the back. So I, then E. Okay. Oh, I did that one a little far, didn't I? There we go, that's better. So definitely got a windshield. We definitely got a back window now. What are we missing, right? Probably going to need a grill area, and we do plan on doing an engine here. So let's just get the body done by making sure we don't miss anything. This will be the last piece we do in this video, and we'll come back and, oh, let's go back. Get at edit first, and then Shift A. And then we'll come back in the next video, and we'll get a little farther into the body, hopefully get that finished up, depending how long that's going to take us. Not exactly sure on a timeline, but I figure we should be maybe done and working on something else by the end of the next episode. Maybe we'll start working on the innards, but we still do have quite a bit to do on this car. We need headlights. Let's get at edit mode. We need to fix our door handles. We need tail lights. We need bumpers. Maybe that's something I want to do before I do this as well. Just going to make a grill area that I think is going to be a good looking grill area. I'm going to bump that in there somewhere, but maybe we'll bump it up here first. Go into edit, click on the car, go back in edit mode, and Control R. And we're just going to take this and drop it down where we want our bumper to end. So say about there. So now let's grab our bumper area because we want it to stick out. We want to be able to see it. Let's make sure we get it all the way across. Maybe you want it to be a couple wide. I'm just going to do these two. Then we're going to hit E. You can see it's coming out on an angle. So if I hit Y, now it's coming straight out. You see? And I'll just bump it like that. And I think it looks pretty good to me. It should be easy enough to color. We can go ahead with this piece now. Oh, let's do our back actually. Let's add it as well at the same time. Control R before we forget, right? And same thing, stop it down here somewhere. Switch to faces. Control, Shift, Control, E. And you see it's on that same angle. Y, there we go. Just to fix it for we're not having a crooked bumper, right? So we got a pretty good straight bumper on the back, pretty straight bumper on the front. I know I said one more thing, but we're going to do this still. So let's do this. Let's thin it right out, just 'cause it does not need to be that big, probably like there. Okay, and then we'll move it into place of where we want to do this. I'm thinking low, but probably not that low, so maybe there. And then we'll Shift D if we're sure that's where we want to put it. And remember, you can pause it if you need more time for placement. Grab this, and we're going to Object, Bool, Difference. Okay. Now we're going to flip into edit mode, grab this face, and just delete face. Okay. Now we have a see-through grill. Come back out of edit mode, grab this piece, Shift D it. And we're going to make some shapes out of this. So first we're going to go S, like that. And then we're going to go straight up and down and just try to even it a bit, like that. And then we're going to make this wider. Oops, just the green way. So it sticks out on both sides like this. And then we're going to Shift D it. I think you get where I'm going if you've been with me on this journey before and you've made other cars with me. But if not, you should know you'll figure out what I'm doing in just 1 minute. So we're going to grab the inside piece, the outer piece second, Object, Bool, Difference, okay? So now we have our grill. So now we're going to thin this one out a little bit, like so. And let's Shift D it before we do anything else. And we're going to go like this. Oops. Let's just undo that. I went too far, and I think I might have flipped the faces, and that can cause a lot of issues. Something like this. Okay. And this one, I'm going to go something like this. I'll grab them both, drag them back, And that's what our grill's going to look like. If you want to change it a little bit, now's the time. Say you want this one to stick out and the other one to be in. Then let's grab this one. Make it just a hair skinnier. Now that one has about an outer lip on the front and back. Hopefully that's what you're after. So let's grab this, attach it to that, Control J. Alright, we'll back this into place, and I don't think we need to bool any other shapes out, so we're probably safe to attach this. But we'll wait for now, just in case we have something that we missed, or we want to add in, or you guys add in the comments, and I still need to bool something. So let me know. Make sure you thumbs up this video if you enjoyed yourself today, and this actually gave you any kind of help. Help me back by giving me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't, and check out some of my other videos. You never know when some in there is going to give you an idea to help you in the future. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time when we finish off door handles and lights and try to get the outside of this. We'll remove the hood, we'll remove the trunk, and we will get the pieces separated because we're going to probably have all those pieces opening and shutting in game, and then we'll start moving forward with axles, transmissions, and then engines eventually even. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.